Hit the like button, everybody. Shout out to everyone in chat. See Cat for Life in here. CCRR, somebody important. Ghost, everybody. What's up, everyone? Hit the like button. Thank you guys for coming through. Share, notification bell, all that stuff. So, how did we get here? Let's travel back to the beginning just a little bit, and I'll explain some things. Now, 2024, bad season. Injuries, came up short, all that stuff. Everyone remembers that heading into the 2025 season, Chris Greer especially was a little bit more candid about his approach and what he was going to do and the expectations on this football team. I didn't forget. A lot of people did. He said, I am going to be making all the decisions now. And they've conceded to a soft reset a little bit, meaning that they weren't, mailing in. We knew they weren't spenders. We knew the team was losing talent. We knew the team was robbing Peter to pay Paul. We shed talents like Jalen Ramsey for Minka Fitzpatrick. Say what you want. Not the same. Jonnu Smith. But also in that, Minka Fitzpatrick. Darren Waller. Expectations were changed. Now, you guys who have been following me for a few years, you know that I was always kind of a Chris Greer supporter. Not because I loved his draft picks, not because I thought he was anything, but I also said, and I've said this for years, I think Chris Greer has one of the toughest jobs in the world. It's not just a general manager position. And John Eric Sullivan, if he doesn't know yet, he's going to learn it soon. We operate a little differently in here in Miami. And you guys could say, oh, that's not true. Well, I beg to fucking differ. It's been this same template since Ross got here and how they handle business. And if you don't believe me, there's not a coach who's got it every 3 years, every fourth year. It's just true, dude. It's true. I know you guys want to lie to yourself and believe that Ross and this Dolphins organization is without flaw. And it's just not. In fact, I can, every 3-4 years, I can point to some amazingly big scandal that we are infamous about. Everyone talks about. That's all there is to it. So, anywho, Chris Greer always had a tough job, how I saw it. I also knew that, Tua Tagovailoa was on his last potential year. So was Chris Greer. So was Mike McDaniel. And I said, look, I would much rather keep the GM, keep the head coach, and get rid of this quarterback. I was certain he isn't the guy. And honestly, I know what I did see out of Chris Greer. Chris Greer tore this team down, rebuilt it, had to change head coaches during the rebuild. And you can say about his draft picks that he's missed. You could say about players they didn't re-sign. But I'm sorry, that 2025, 2020, or 2023, 2024, 2025, the window they set themselves up, it was a 2-year breakdown, draft a quarterback, build it back up in the first year of his draft, and then hopefully, spend the money and be in a 3-year window. They did it how they wanted. And the team, by talent measure, was pretty damn close. With the weapons, with the coach, with the scheme. To me, the only place they fell short mightily was the quarterback position. Through health, through abilities, through arm strength, through talent. But that's, such as the NFL, right? Tons of teams do that. Other teams, they say, hey, look, I'm going to build mitigating it. And they kind of look like the Titans did with Ryan Tannehill and Marcus Mariota. And now how does that look with a quarterback that's way better than Marcus Mariota and Ryan Tannehill? Either way. So fine. What ends up happening? Fans at the first home game are flying banners, Fire Chris Greer. Fire Mike McDaniel. They did it a couple times. I noticed no fire Tua on that banner. The same people who were recognized as the Tua believers, the Tua sexuals, the Tuaneers, the Tuanon, the colluders, the ones who are behind it, the ones who championed it, the ones who fought for it, they were more than happy to have Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer fall on the sword for a potentiality to save Tua. Call it what it is, dude. Call it what it is. They chose a quarterback over their own fandom. I seen them do it. So have y'all. You know they're out there. You know who these guys are. And then when it became all too evident that no one could deny that Tua wasn't the guy, that he wasn't going to work out, only then did they pivot. But they also still wanted Mike McDaniel. They hated him for it. They hated Mike McDaniel when he said, "This is going to work with Tua. We're going to figure this out no matter what. We might make a quarterback change." And then they switched up and they won and they beat Buffalo. Switched up the way they were playing the game. Said, we ain't going to let Tua throw more than 20 times. Look just like that Brian Flores fucking limited offense where they didn't want Tua to do too much. Because he'll throw you and lose you the game. Tua looked like second year, third year Tua Brian Flores. He looked just the same. But y'all still wanted to fire Mike McDaniel. Flying these banners over there while never calling out the real problem. The real thing that needed to be changed around here. And it cost Chris Greer his job, which, fine. Chris Greer's been around a long time. You want to let him go, fine. But then it doesn't cost Mike McDaniel his job. Tua gets benched. Ownership is behind Mike McDaniel. And in true Stephen Ross Miami Dolphins fashion, they fuck him over in the end. They say he's our guy. He's in there doing exit meetings with players, and they bust in and say, "Whoa. Remember I told you we were going to keep you around? Well, we're fucking not. I got a guy named Troy Aikman in the building we just hired. The new guy wants you gone." In true Miami Dolphins fashion, they do him dirty. Fine. Now, I also said at the beginning of the season that if you were, I want everyone fired. Mike McDaniel. I'd rather let Tua go in it. But if you want to fire, fine. But I don't want just Chris Greer. I don't want just Mike McDaniel. I don't just want Tua. I want from Garfunkel to the gardener fired. Everybody. Get them all up out of here. But again, in true Miami Dolphins fashion, it's a half measure. It's a Hafley measure. They didn't, go full tilt. Yeah, okay, they're firing their area scouts. Yeah, they let go of McKenzie, who's been around here as one of the top scout leading guys. Yeah, they got a new GM and ultimately got a new head coach. But the guys who everyone from head coach down answer to, Beal, Garfunkel, these are still the guys that run the show. And just like Chris learned how to navigate these waters over 20 years, we're going to see how good our new GM, John Eric Sullivan, can. It says hired as new GM. It's funny. Supposed to be new head coach. That's fucking funny. the guy they hired as new GM is going to find out real quick that, yeah, it's his show. He runs it. But when it comes time to make decisions with money, when it comes time to make decisions with picks, extensions, free agents, hires, no, okay. Some guys, you know, they'll let him hire his coaches that they want, stuff like that. But you know what? There might be a guy already on the coaching staff that they don't want to let go of. They like him. He's really good at his job, and they're not going to make you do it, but they're going to make you understand that you have to do it. Just how this team rolls, dude. It's how it's always been. And you know what? Hafley ain't going to come in here swinging his fucking dick around saying, you got to hire this one, fire this one. He got to, I mean, he's grateful to have the job, I'm sure. It's just very interesting to me.